Hello and welcome to another fun-filled edition of Adam's Music Box. Now, if you were around in the 80s and if you were Canadian, chances are you were either a member of or fan of this band. I'm talking, of course, about Loverboy, a great sort of AOR meets hard rock meets good times band that really hit it big. And I think that they should be sort of mentioned in the same breath as bands like Survivor and Starship because they really helped to create a tightly performed, wonderful songwriting, well produced sort of style that dominated the AOR airwaves in the 1980s, that king of the AOR decade. Now, like any band that needs to have success that goes beyond a fluke hit, you need to have great songwriters. And the band had several great songwriters. There was, of course, the frontman Mike Reno, there was Paul Dean, the guitar player. Everyone got in on it as well. There was, of course, Doug Johnson on keys. Such a great band. And they were great straight out of the gate. Their debut from 1980 had the hit Turn Me Loose, which is a really good track. I mean, it's one of those sort of classics. It got a lot of airplay, and even after the 80s, you could still hear it on the FM dial. But it's a really good song that I think more people should be talking about. The Kid Is Hot Tonight was another big single from that album. Their sort of huge breakthrough album came the following year with Get Lucky, and this contained its signature song, which was all over MTV at the time, as well as all over the FM airwaves, and that's Working for the Weekend. It's just a great song. I don't even know what it's really about, but it has the word weekend in it. Everyone likes The Weekend, both as a concept and as a man. There's, of course, a man, a performer known as The Weekend, but they weren't talking about him. I'm not even sure if he was born at the time, but it's a fun song. It's ubiquitous. It's one of those fist pumping, toe tapping songs. And even Chris Farley on Saturday Night Live did his routine trying to be a male stripper while dancing to this. It's a classic song. Everyone loves it. When It's Over is a sort of more down tempo number, but still a hard rocker written by both Dean and Reno from the same album. Really, really good album. Lucky Ones, not so much of a single, but a really good song as well from this album. And the hits really kept on coming. The next album, Keep It Up from 83, another really good one. And then they came out with an even stronger album than that in 85 with Love in Every Minute of It. That single itself, the self titled single, was again one of those fist pumping, toe tapping numbers. Dangerous was a song that was actually co written by Bryan Adams, who also is Canadian. I don't know why we're all up on this Canadian trip today, but Justin Trudeau just resigning, and so I could just see Rush with their Canadian animation from South Park. But hey, we'll talk about them. I can't do it later. Now, as the 80s wore down, they continued to have some hits. The song Notorious from their West Side album, co-writing credit, John Bon Jovi. So again, by now they were not only writing their own stuff, but they were collaborating with a lot of important people. But as the 80s came to an end, so too did the original run of great Loverboy songs, but they still remain out there. They released albums in the 90s, which wasn't a decade that was particularly friendly to new AOR music, and they were out on tour just last year, being the opening band for Sammy Hagar's Best of All Worlds, sort of call it a Van Halen tribute, call it something else. But the audience loved it. They sounded great. They put on a great show. Sammy had fun with them, and I'm really glad to see they're still going strong. Check out their first 4 or 5 albums. You will not be disappointed. It is AOR, happy music, 80s gold. Can't really go wrong. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.